Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series on my channel that I'm going to entitle 20 Questions, and as the series title would, kind of imply, this is going to be a 20 question series in which I have my subscribers ask me 20 questions, and I answer them all. So you can participate in 20 questions by leaving a question down below, and I will read your name and your question, and I will answer it in a future video. So all of today's questions come from Joakim Persson. I hope I'm not butchering your name, because he's really the one that wanted to see a Q&A series, and so I would like to do a Q&A series, and he's got a lot of awesome Star Wars related questions here. So let's get right into them. Which are your top 5 Star Wars games that you have played? So number 1 would have to be, I think, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Then number 2 would have to be Star Wars Battlefront the original. Then number 3 would have to be Republic Commando. As you can tell, I'm more of a shooter person. Number 4 would have to be the LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga. And number 5, this is a toughie, but I think number 5 would have to be The Force Unleashed when I played it the first time on the PlayStation. No, number 5 would have to be Star Wars Bounty Hunters, because I absolutely love that game. It was so great. It was so fun. I wish they would make a remake for it that wasn't just for the PlayStation 3. Now, question number 2. What do you think Star Wars... No, just, do you think Star Wars 7 will be awesome or suck? I think it'll be pretty good. So, it's Star Wars, so even the worst movies are still pretty good. It all depends on how they're going to be changing the story, who they're going to be focusing it around, and how they develop the characters. That's really what I think will make Star Wars 7 a make or break. Now, question number 3. What do you think about the crossguard lightsaber? So if you don't know, the crossguard lightsaber is the one that Kylo Ren has in the trailer that's like the little cross shape, and I think it's pretty cool. It looks pretty badass. I don't know if it's really practical, the two edge lightsaber blades, but it's more of a stylistic choice, and I think it's a pretty awesome lightsaber. Question number 4. Who is your least... Oh, no. Question number 4 is, who is your favorite Star Wars character? My favorite Star Wars character, there's a lot of debate on this for me. I do like Anakin, just like everyone else, and I, unlike most people, like Watto. I think he's a pretty funny character. Watto is pretty far up there on my list. Obviously, I like Luke, and I would have to say that Chewbacca is my favorite, with Han Solo as a very close second. So the question number 5, who is my least favorite Star Wars character? Contrary to popular belief, it is not Jar Jar Binks like everyone else. My least favorite Star Wars character would probably have to be either Grand Moff Tarkin or Jango Fett. Just because Jango Fett didn't play a huge significance in the movie. I mean, he was in the movie for all of like an hour or two, and then he died. But I know he has a huge significance to the story as a whole, but I just didn't like his character. I mean, in Bounty Hunters, it was a great character to play as, but in terms of the movies, he's one of my least favorite characters. Question 6, if you could get a lightsaber, any color and design, which one would you get? So I was actually looking at ultrasabers.com, which is a website that sells lightsabers, and I'd have to say that by far my favorite design is the Azure Reaper. I will have a picture of it up on the screen right now, because it looks simply badass. I love the color blue, and have an actual blue lightsaber that looks like that would be pretty awesome. And now what I would do with it is I would have it be a dual-bladed lightsaber, and it would have that hook kind of like edged away from both ends of the lightsaber, and it would just look awesome and insane. It'd be a dual-bladed blue lightsaber with a blue hilt and everything. I think that's the perfect lightsaber for me. Now, question 7, if you could choose between having the Force or a lightsaber, which would you choose? This is a difficult question, because I do really want a lightsaber, because lightsabers are awesome. But I think I would rather have the Force, just because there's so many different practical uses for the Force. Not just Jedi mind tricks to, like, get out of tickets, get free stuff, everything like that, but just Force push or other things of that nature. The Force is just such an all-encompassing thing that I think I would have to choose the Force there. Now, question number 8, what do you think about the Star Wars Episode 7 trailer? I thought the Episode 7 trailer was absolutely awesome. I got goosebumps while I was watching it. Just hearing it narrated in Mark Hamill's voice and seeing the, like, exploded out Darth Vader mask and everything, it just got me really hyped for the movie. And then, like, the North Korean stormtroopers, you'll know what I'm talking about if you watch the trailer, the North Korean stormtroopers. It was all just pretty awesome, and I'm very hyped for the movie. Question 9, if you could own a spaceship, which one would it be? So, obviously there's a lot of different spaceships out there, but, I mean, come on, is this really a question? You have to say the Millennium Falcon. The ship that did the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. How could you not pick the Millennium Falcon? Question 10, what is your favorite planet? My favorite planet would have to be probably Kashyyyk. Because Kashyyyk is the Wookiee home world. I really like the Wookiees, and it's just a very green, lush world, and I just like Kashyyyk, because it's got the blue water. That's what I remember from all the Star Wars games, is the Kashyyyk maps. It's got the nice blue water, beautiful environments, and I hope they bring Kashyyyk back in all the Star Wars Battlefront games that they're going to make with EA and DICE. Question 11, do you think it would be cool with a video game focusing on lightsaber combat? I really do think it would be awesome to have a game that focuses on lightsaber combat. I don't know if he means it as in, like, lightsaber on lightsaber combat, or just lightsaber combat as in, like, the Force Unleashed, things of that nature. I think a lightsaber on lightsaber combat game would be awesome, too. However, game mechanics would be a little bit difficult. It'd probably be more of, like, a button sequence type of game, or a button mashing type of game. Although, if they were to make one, it'd still be pretty darn awesome. Like, I wish they brought the Darth Maul game that they were making back to life, because that game looked pretty damn sick. Question 12. If you would get to choose a land vehicle, which one should it be? This is a very, very tough question, because there's so many awesome land vehicles. But I think if I were to pick one, it would have to be an AT-AT, just because AT-ATs are so damn awesome, they're so iconic, and they're one of the main reasons why I love Episode 5, is because of the Hoth sequence and their involvement in the Hoth sequence. Question 13, if you got to add a game mode to Battlefront, which one would that be? So if you haven't watched it, I would be adding the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game mode that I came up with probably a year or two ago. And to give you just like a brief synopsis of it, it's basically like an escort mission where one team is bounty hunters, one team is not bounty hunters, and the not bounty hunter team has to escort their target to a designated location without them dying, while the bounty hunter team is focused on killing them. I think that would be a great idea. Then question 14, which heroes would you like to see in Battlefront? So obviously there's a lot of heroes that everyone would like to see in Battlefront, and I'm going to take this as heroes and villains. So obviously we know that Darth Vader and Boba Fett have already been confirmed. I would like to see Han Solo. I would like to see old Ben Kenobi. I would like to see young Anakin Skywalker, or not young Anakin Skywalker, young Luke Skywalker, and I would like to see Darth Sidious, as well as possibly Kylo Ren coming in there at some point, and an old Luke Skywalker. Those would be pretty awesome to me to see. Now, question 15. Do you have any other cool ideas DICE should add? Yes, custom commanders. I will link my custom commanders video in the description below. But basically what it was it was going to replace the hero system, but you would get your own custom commander, and you would be able to completely deck out this commander with anything that you wanted. Be just this overpowered soldier, and I thought it was a great idea, and I'll link it in the description below. Question 16. How many weapons do you think you should be able to carry in Battlefront 2? 3 or how many? I believe he means how many weapons should you be able to carry in Battlefront 2 or 3. So I think you should be able to carry 2 actual weapons at once, and then the third being a pickup, but if you wanted to switch back to your weapons, you would have to drop the pickup. So, like we saw in the trailer, the guy who picked up the rocket launcher, that was just a map pickup, somewhat like Halo. So I feel like you should have your main weapon and your sidearm, and if you pick up one of those, that's all you can carry. If you want to switch back to one of your 2 actual weapons, you're going to have to drop the pickup. So question 17, do you think that they should have grenades like thermal detonators in Battlefront? I think that they definitely should have grenades like thermal detonators in Star Wars Battlefront, because why wouldn't they have them? And then that goes with question 18. In that case, how many grenades should you be able to carry? I think you should be able to carry up to 2 grenades, just for balancing. 2 grenades sounds fine. It worked in the previous Battlefront games. I don't see why it wouldn't work in this one. Question 19. Do you think that there should be weapons you get by playing and leveling up, or that everyone should just have the same? This could probably be a video in and of itself, and I may make a video about it in and of itself, but I would like to see there be some sort of progression system in which you do unlock weapons, just because it adds that extra dynamic and extra replay value to the game, like I have to keep going so I can get this awesome weapon, and this awesome weapon, and this awesome weapon. However, I would like it to be an even playing field so that everyone has the same kind of, like the same level playing field. But I would much rather see them be unlocks, to be honest. Now, question number 20. Which abilities do you think Jedi and Sith heroes should have in the game? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they're going to implement the Force and things of that nature into the game. Like, obviously a guy like Han Solo is going to have somewhat of an extra blaster or a special grenade of some sort, and Jango Fett obviously has his wrist rocket launchers or his wrist flamethrower, but when you're talking about like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, can you really include Force Choke, Force Push, things of that nature? Those are kind of game-breaking mechanics in a modern-day shooter, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do in terms of abilities for the Jedi and the Sith in these games. But that's all the time I have for this episode, and I want to thank you once again, Joakim, for your awesome questions. If you guys want to see your questions featured on another episode of 20 Questions, then post them in the comments down below, and I want to thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, as always, I encourage you to leave a like rating, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.